And with that, I'm very happy to welcome you again on my channel. Today's video is one I've been meaning to do for a while, and it's the Say Yes for 24 Hours challenge for the Polyships. We haven't done Polyship challenges in quite a while, and that is a huge mistake. So, here we are again. I'm excited for these. Tell me if you want more of the Polyship challenges, and also if you have any ideas for challenges for the Polyships, please tell me, because I love writing them. And now, let's go. Have you ever had struggles finding good Haikyuu merch or anime merch in general? Because I for sure did. It can be hard, but this shop offers amazing merch. Like, I'm literally obsessed with the Haikyuu merch. They have the cutest hoodies ever. Now, if you want to get 10% off, click the link in the description. They offer me collaboration, which is literally amazing, and you support my channel this way, so win-win. Let's go. Hey guys. Hello, Aikawa-san. No sparkles today, Kawa? No, but I do have a new challenge for you. Do you really think that's a good idea after everything that happened? Honestly, it seems like bad timing. Don't worry, this one is nicer than the first one. Are you sure you are okay, Aikawa? I'm fine. Do you want to hear the challenge? I'm not convinced yet that we should do another one so soon. Please, I want to make it up to them. Okay. If it can make up for the last one we did, sure. Say yes for 24 hours. It sounds interesting. I'm in. Kashi? You both act weird today. So, you're in, Yams? Sure, it doesn't seem like it'll hurt anyone, except for my back probably. Who starts? Actually, I thought we could do it all at the same time and share the results later. Makes sense. This challenge, other than the previous ones, has a set time frame. If we don't do it at the same time, it'll take at least 3 days. Right, okay. Okay, then let's start now. So, you're not gonna tell me what's going on? I don't know what you're referring to. Same. Maybe the fact that Akashi suddenly starts to use a bunch of emojis and is very interested in doing a challenge, and like Hawa suddenly uses no emojis at all and is weirdly calm. Guys? Aikawa and Akashi are offline. Yams? Are you coming to bed soon? Hinata rubbed his eyes and yawned. He was a known early bird, but also got tired fast, except if Kageyama offered to play volleyball with him. Yes. Other than Hinata, Yamaguchi was a night owl and would just sleep in the next morning if possible. Just now, he was still reading a manga Akashi recommended to him, and usually he wouldn't go to bed for another 1 to 2 hours, but today he would have to make it an exception. For the sake of the challenge. Hinata looked at him a little surprised. In Yam's opinion, he looked way too adorable. His defined muscles were hidden underneath Tsukiyama's shirt, which was way too big for the small spiker and looked like a dress. His lips were slightly parted and his brows furrowed in a silent question. How about I make us a tea before we go upstairs? The other yawned again and nodded, putting his question aside. He followed Yamaguchi to the kitchen and clung to his arm. It was quite a challenge to navigate the task of making the tea while also keeping Hinata from falling. He chuckled at the wine from the ginger as he guided him to lean or sit on the counter so that he could fill the cup with the boiling water. Yamaguchi carefully handed him the tea, and they sat in comfortable silence for a while waiting for the tea to cool down enough to be drinkable. By the time they went to bed, Hinata leaned onto Yamaguchi for support and was practically sleepwalking. He had half a mind to look at the toddler pleadingly and reach his hand out silently asking for cuddles once they were in bed, and Yamaguchi didn't need a challenge to accept the invitation immediately. The next morning, before he was even properly dressed, let alone fully awake, Hinata and Hex asked him to play volleyball in the garden, and he of course agreed, while silently cursing under his breath that neither of them seemed to understand what it meant to have a day off. Seriously, one of these days they would overwork themselves to death. It was as if they tried to confirm his suspicions. They trained for hours at an absolutely insane speed. He had been with them the whole time, yet this was the first time probably since high school that they trained this intensely together again, and he was almost shocked that they could get worse in their obsession over volleyball. He slowly started to understand what Tenno meant when he called them demons. The worst, however, was that it was never enough for them. Never. Hinata's bright smile and pleading eyes when he asked for just one more pass would have been challenging enough in itself, but in addition to the actual challenge, he ended up training for hours with them until he was close to collapsing. Stubborn as he was, he would have continued for longer, but after a while, Hinata hesitated to ask for more passes and exchanged wary glances with Kageyama. Hey, Tadashi? You sure you're okay? He was not. Absolutely not. His lungs were burning, he was panting, and shivers racked through his body at random intervals, all while he couldn't feel his legs anymore. I'm fine. Kageyama stared at him blandly with disbelief. You should go inside. You're not used to this kind of exercise. Yamaguchi laughed. There was a time when Kageyama's bluntness still irritated him or left him second-guessing, but the setter never really had any ulterior motives and just meant what he said. Yeah, I'll go lay down for a bit. He less than gracefully stumbled back inside, trying to ignore the ache in his lungs. Relief washed through his system as he finally had the chance to escape the training without failing the challenge. He basically collapsed onto the couch. Laying down never felt this good. It was incredible. A sigh escaped his mouth that turned into a groan as someone nudged his side. Just checking if you're still alive. Yamaguchi half-heartedly glared at the blonde, too exhausted to actually mean it or have any fire behind his actions. He could feel Tsukiyama's gaze on him as he slowly caught his breath. Do you want some water? The toddler closed his laptop and slowly took off his headphones. Yes, please. With a sigh, he let his head fall onto Tsukiyama's lap now that the laptop was out of the way and snuggled up to his side. I can get you water like this. He said it matter-of-factly, but Yamaguchi could hear the smile in his voice as his fingers found their way into the green hair. They danced softly over the skin and drew imaginary lines between his freckles. Yamaguchi hummed in agreement, distracted by the soothing touches. They sent waves of calm reassurance through his system. So, do you want me to stay? Yes. Tsukishima chuckled. But you also want me to get you water. It was more of a statement than a question, and he laughed again as Yamaguchi of course answered, yes. A few more minutes passed without any of them moving, and Tsukishima sighed, his eyes straying to his laptop again. Well, if you stay here and don't get up, you'll have to watch some game analysis with me. Okay. Tsukishima's hands stopped mid-movement, and he paused, giving him a puzzled look. Yamaguchi returned his gaze and smiled. What? You don't like watching game analyses with me? Well... Tsukishima raised an eyebrow as a small pout appeared on his face. The last time one of the commentators called show tiny. The blonde smirked. Show is. Yamaguchi's glare shut him up, wisely so, and he laughed. But that was just one time. The younger sighed, but said nothing. Tsukishima could see on his face that there was more plaguing his mind. Yamaguchi was a horrible liar when it came to these kinds of things. Come on, are you gonna tell me what's up? The smaller huffed. Out of all days to bring it up, why now? Why today? He groaned in frustration. Fine, you three are hypocrites. He sat up next to Tsukishima, who just looked at him perplexed. You always tell me that I should stop overthinking everything, yet whenever you watch these videos, you are overly critical of yourself every chance you get. Especially Sho beats himself up over the smallest mistakes, and so do you. Tobio is more prone to that when he's actually on the court, but still. He crossed his arms over his chest while Tsukishima hugged him from behind and pulled him closer again. He said nothing at first, still processing what he said and putting it into perspective. Maybe you're right. I'll be more careful about this in the future. Yamaguchi nodded absent-mindedly. I get that it's kind of important for your job. I just wish you wouldn't take it so personally. And that if you felt bad, you'd just come to me so that I could tell you that you're being idiots. Kishima's chuckles were muffled by his hair as he kissed him tenderly on his head. I'll make sure to keep that in mind the next time I'm being an idiot. Good. Can you do the same for me, though? If anything was bugging you, or making you think worse about yourself, you'd tell me, right? Yamaguchi looked up at him, surprised. Of course. Why do you ask? You've been acting weird today. I mean, you just tried to keep up with Kageyama and Hinata while playing volleyball in terms of stamina, and you know that's literally impossible. I don't know what kind of radioactive shit they ate as kids, but this isn't normal. He glanced toward the window and Yamaguchi couldn't help the laughter bubbling up in his chest. Yeah, well, I kinda did another challenge from my kawa. Tsukishima's eyes narrowed. What challenge? Acting more recklessly than usual? Suicidal, perhaps? I guess you could put it that way. He laughed again, while the blonde seemed even more confused than before. Say yes for 24 hours. His eyes lit up in understanding, and he seemed to consider that for a moment. And you're only telling me now? He grinned as Yamaguchi turned around to face him again. How unfair. Slowly his smile melted into something softer. Then, can I kiss you? Yamaguchi could feel his cheeks warming up. You don't have to ask that. Not with me. But I want to. So, can I kiss you? Challenge or not, you can always say no. Yamaguchi wanted to roll his eyes at that, because Tsuki knew he didn't mind. Not just that, but he wanted to kiss him. Stupid teasing. He was running out of insults as his brain started to malfunction. He knew exactly what he was doing. Tsuki was always respectful, but when he put it on display, his utter devotion and adoration evident in his eyes alone, it made Yamaguchi weaken his knees, and that bastard knew it. Okay, you're not being fair. Tsukishima chuckled. He slowly brought his hand to his lips and placed a feather-like kiss on the skin. I'm waiting for an answer. Yes, the love of... Yes, you can kiss me. You're such a... His tirade was interrupted by Kei's lips on his own, and so were his thoughts. He simply let himself fall into the sensation of Tsukishima's touch, knowing that he would be caught. No matter how many times he fell for them, his boyfriends were always there to catch him. After a minute that extended into 2 and then 3, they separated again. Yamaguchi hid his face against Tsukishima's chest to catch his breath, half expecting them to go further, yet the blonde's next question caught him off guard. Do you want to take a bath? It'll help prevent you from being sore tomorrow from all the training. He smiled, a breathy laugh escaped his throat as he nodded. Years of being together, and yet his genuine care still caught him off guard sometimes. Tsukishima could be utterly selfless when it came to those he loved, but it took ages until he was finally willing to admit that, even to them in the confines of their own home. Sometimes he thought the blonde might have actually been in denial about it himself. The next day, he truly couldn't walk, but not for the reason he expected. Thank you so much for watching to the end. I hope you liked it, and if you did, consider leaving a like and perhaps subscribe so you won't miss out on the other parts of this challenge. And yes, I'm sorry for my long absence. And that's my dogs. I'm still very much behind in answering comments and attending premieres and stuff. I'm not well yet, but I'm on my way to getting better. And by stepping back a bit, I'm trying to do something for my mental health. I'm sorry. But I still promise videos, and I'm still having fun making those. So here we are. Take care of yourself. And I hope you have a wonderful and amazing day.